Hello and welcome to another Latin Forum video interview. I'm Ben Quazzo and today we have Emily Graf. Nice to have you here, Emily.
Thank you.
She's a junior at Latin and has been in dance company for 3 years, excited for her 4th year next year. So Emily, I just kind of want to start this interview by asking kind of an overview of the dance program and over the past 3 years, what has been the group like, how many kids, and who's the teacher or the coach?
Okay, so just an overview of what we do, kind of?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we start in the fall. It's a year-long program, and we usually do like 6 to 8 pieces. The dance company has a rep, so it's been going on for 27 years, so there are video recordings of like every show from each year. So what we do is we learn pieces off the tape from past years, and usually Miss Anna, who's our director, will choose some pieces for us to learn, and then we choreograph 2 new ones as a company.
Mm-hmm.
And usually we have like a hip hop or like a jazz that we bring an outside artist in to do. So that whole process, like it takes the whole year for us to really learn all of them and perfect them so that we can really perform.
And so that all leads to the final production, which we saw last week.
Yeah, and we also have a performance in December that we call the Work in Progress, or the WIP, which is the show, in its more basic form. Because the thing with dance is that it does take the whole year to get your body in condition for the show, especially because it's like so many pieces and then you have the costume changes in between and stuff, so it's a lot to learn.
Okay, so I mean, obviously the program's been around for a really long time. I mean, almost 30 years, that's a lot. What do you think the legacy is of the Latin dance program? Maybe have we gotten maybe out of school recognition? Do you think other people know about it? What would people view, in your opinion, of the dance company?
I think that like at Latin, the students haven't really been exposed to that much dance, so that's why I think it's a really important program to have, because it's not really an art form that kids are normally going to be seeing all the time. And I've also heard from people outside of school that have come to the show. Joel Hall is an example, and he's a really well-known dance teacher in the city, that like our show is really creative. It's really different from any other high school dance company that you're going to see. You don't really get this kind of program at a lot of other high schools. And the show, like, the lights are amazing, the costumes are really well done, so it's just a very unique production.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, so in the past, maybe month, obviously the letter came out last week about, the hockey team and the dance company.
Yeah.
But maybe for the past 6 months, have you heard any rumors about this, or have you at all? I mean, just
No, not at all. And it was really surprising to me, especially because like, we've been trying to grow our numbers.
Right.
So, like, my freshman year, we had 5 people. Last year, we had 6. This year, we had 10. And we're hoping that just, like, the numbers keep growing for each year.
Right.
So, I didn't see it coming at all.
Right. Okay, so you have to employ a teacher or a choreographer.
Yeah.
Where else would the money go? I mean, in terms of, is it costumes? Is it lighting? I mean, what's the basis for this? The kind of administration saying it's...
I mean, I don't really know. Like, I've been trying to figure that out myself. I think part of it is that we don't have a lot of kids, so maybe it costs money to, like, keep the program open for those kids, the few kids that are doing it. But we do rent lights for the show. So we rent lights for about 2 or 3 weeks at the end of the year. I can't imagine that that's very expensive. Miss Anna is our main teacher, so I don't know what her pay is, but they pay her. And then an outside person that comes in and does one piece. But we don't really have like a studio space. That's why we rehearse in the pit.
Mm-hmm. So have you talked to your coach or your director about this, and your other classmates who are part of the dance company? Have you guys discussed anything about maybe a grassroots like fundraising opportunity, or spread the word, or trying to get the dance company maybe saved in 2 or 3 years? I mean, what are your thoughts there?
We haven't talked that much with our director about it, and she was actually, very professional. Like, she didn't bring it up at all during our show week. But the company, we've talked about how we think the best way for us to save it is to really get more people involved, and maybe, like, try and combine with theater more, because dance and theater are, like, really separate groups.
Right.
So maybe if the dance company could get more involved in, like, theater productions and vice versa, like, certain people from theater could come in for a couple of our pieces maybe, then it would be easier to keep it going, just, like, getting more kids in there.
Yeah.
And as far as fundraising goes, I mean, I don't know how much we could do with the sort of fundraisers we could have.
I understand.
Like bake sales.
All right, well, I did this with Jack, and it's kind of a tough question, but say you're sitting here and you have Mr. Furkey, the administration, the board, everybody sitting around you, and you have about 30 seconds to describe why it's a mistake to cut dance company. What would you say?
Woo, that's hard. Okay, what would I say? I'd say I think dance is a really important art form. It's incredible because your tool is the body. It's not like you have a paintbrush or like some finished product, you're always improving as a performer. Like every performance is different. I think it brings a lot to the community because it's a very sports-oriented community, and it's nice to have as many art forms as possible going on. And I think the people in dance love the program, and it's like really changed the lives of a lot of kids that have been in it. So.
That's very good. Well, Emily Graf, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
That is a Latin Forum video interview with Emily Graf. Thanks a lot.